Yes.
Just first off, Malik Thomas tonight. I know it had been three kind of quiet games from him after he started the season so brilliantly. Just how good was it to get him and going in a groove tonight, hitting the open shots, and what did you see?
His practices since he came back, he was back to being aggressive and taking plays. And I told him, I'm going to let you make plays. You just can't go crazy 25 times. But there could be a couple times a half, and I want you to play. And then I've just been on him about his shooting. He's trying to beg the ball in. You can't. Just shoot it. If it goes, it goes. But I'm from Pittsburgh, and I told him, I know when you went home what you were hearing, because I'm from Pittsburgh. And for you to come back with the attitude he had, smiling, Coach, I hope you had a great Christmas, and then practice the way he did, I said, you watch, you're going to break through. And the team loved it for him. I sat down with he and Darius, and I said, Darius, get him going. Let you do some things to get him going. And they're completing each other. Those two together on the court are pretty darn good.
Are you surprised maybe just how good of a three-point shooting team you guys have this year?
Yeah, but what we do better than anybody is sprint up the court and lane touch, which is why you get threes. Now, if you're just standing there on the perimeter, just shooting threes, you know what you never get a chance to shoot? Free throws. You're not getting any free throws. We end up, again, in a normal game, we're getting 30-some free throws, which means we're lane touching. Yeah, I like that we can shoot threes. But if you think my team's going to shoot 38, 45, 50, we're going to play basketball. And that means you're going to get to the line. You're going to shoot a high percentage. You're going to have low turnovers. I mean, that's how we play basketball. Hopefully defend better than we've been defending.
Thought DJ had a nice night tonight. I guess just what have you seen from him? Just both on the court, off the court, throughout the non-conference slate as you guys now go.
You just got to keep getting more confident. You can't have one play. Like I told one of the guys today, you put your head down after a missed shot, I'm taking you out. So figure that out. And I told him all today, my will is stronger than your will. It is. I don't care what. If you think your will is stronger than me, go ahead. Now you're going to have a strong will from the sideline, but I'm telling you how I want you to play. And if your head goes down, your body language kills the rest of us. Just play. We had great practices. We had a great shooter on. Just play. You don't have to, I can't miss. I missed the layup. What? Who cares? This is a ball game. Have fun. So, and then we got a couple other guys that the fight that you got to have without fouling, the energy you got to play with, they're still learning. And I said, I'm not backing up. I'm not backing up. If you're not going to get out there and fight, sub yourself because you're tired. Let somebody else play. We got enough guys. I was happy that we were able to play Isaiah today. You watch and you say, he got a chance. He really does. But he walked in the game, he gave up a three to start the game, right, as he walked in. Come on, man. We worked on how we were going to play that stuff. He's got some of that stuff to do, but I'll tell you, his instincts, I'm loving it.
Yeah, something I asked the players is just, what do you think the potential of this team is when the second unit can play as well as it just did?
No, I think that why I'm being tough and why I'm holding them accountable and why I'm telling them my will is strong. You're going to do this right. And the reason is we got a chance of being really good. How about Malik Ewing making strides? What if he makes strides? What if we have guys that instead of hanging their head, just keep playing? What if we're fighting out of – how about if we get more than just one guy to play with all-out abandon? Who is it, if you've watched the games? Thank you. Billy Goat. What if we had 3 or 4 guys playing like him? And they can, but you know why you don't? It's really hard. If it were easy, everybody would play that way. They don't. They don't. I'm not just talking my guys. I'm talking anybody in the country. But what if we had 3 or 4 guys saying, I'm going to play like that? I'm going to dive on the floor. I'm going to take it, and there's no trick bag. I'm getting that ball in the basket on the lay. I'm not coming back the other way and just shoot. I'm not doing that. Does he make mistakes? Yeah, he does. Does he miss shots? Yeah, he does. I get on him. He's like, I got it. That's me. So the reason I'm being the way I am, last year, how did I have to be when we were 0-5? We're okay. I can't really get on anybody because they're so fragile. We're gonna go. And now I got one of the teams that I'm used to coaching. Let's go. I'm not backing up. Look, it doesn't mean we walk in Saturday and win. We got Tennessee. They are really good, really rough, good guard play. They're big. They got good score. They're good. All I'm saying is, if we're right, we don't need to worry about outcome. We don't need to worry about expectations. Just play. And if it's not good enough, we'll move on to the next game.
I mean, you guys are getting ready to start conference play this weekend. How prepared do you feel like your team is to start that slate?
Well, if anybody played 5 harder games than we played, I need you to look them up. If anybody played the 5 teams that we played. And if they did, tell me who it is. So those games prepared us for our league. But so did all these other games. This team played zone. I think we're a good zone offensive team. They played zone. They chose to do it. That's why we went on a run. There are teams that trapped our pick and roll. This team tried it. We were better against it. We played Houston. We told them what to do, but they were trying to make the hardest play. When you're trapped, you won't believe this, it's 4 of our guys and 3 of their guys because 2 are on you. So just give up the ball. Well, we did it this game. Guys didn't hold the ball. They just got rid of it, and we played. All that stuff helps. The teams that we played, even outside of those 5, the teams that we played helped us. They all did something different.
Coach, it feels like the makeup of this team allows you to kind of come in and just let them play. You just mentioned based off of the schedule, how difficult of a schedule you played, coming off of a break and then going up against James Madison right before conference play. I feel like a lesser team might have let up. As a coach, like, how do you prepare for a potential matchup like this when it's taking place?
Well, first of all, I'm like, why did we schedule this game now? Because I know, and I know Preston, and I know his teams defensively, and they play with confidence. So I'm happy that we were able to do what we did. But they made a run. We broke down defensively 5 times because we let up. We got up 20, and we backed up. And then we went back again. I subbed, and all of a sudden the energy went back. So, and that's why I'm telling them. I told them 3 days ago, there's some guys on this team that are not starting that could easily start, and they're not saying one word. There are guys on this team that should be playing more minutes, and they will. But what does that mean? If I play them more minutes, somebody else got to play less minutes. So understand that there are guys here that are doing more, that deserve more minutes, and that's part of what we have to do too.
Coach, your comments from this summer about a solution to the transfer portal have kind of resurfaced this week in light of what's happening over at Baylor. Just wondering if you have any comments on that.
Well, look, I don't blame coaches. I've got friends that are playing with 27-year-olds and they feel bad. I said, don't feel bad. We don't have any rules. Why should you feel bad? But let me give you this. Real simple. The rules be's the rules. So if you put your name in the draft, I don't care if you're from Russia and you stay in the draft, you can't play college basketball. Well, that's only for American kids. What? If your name is in that draft and you got drafted, you can't play because that's our rule. Yeah, but that's only for American kids. Okay, now, here's the next lawsuit. Well, we don't have a say over European players. You do if they're playing in college basketball. So that means you don't have a say over high school kids. So whatever a high school kid does before he comes here, don't you do one thing because there's a suit. Because what you're saying is, if he's in Europe, we don't have the same rules. What? If he puts his name in the draft, he can't go to college. He left his name in. Well, that's different because he's European. Okay, you're not doing anything with a high school player then. We don't have any jurisdiction over a high school player, do we? We don't. So when they come, you just got to say, all right, now they're here. The other thing, the eligibility, again, real simple. You got 5 years to play 4. If you stay at the same school 4 years, we'll give you a 5th year. If your coach leaves or is fired, you can transfer without penalty. You can do it once, and if the coach is fired or leaves, you could end up doing it twice. But after that, you got to sit out. You transfer, but you got to sit out. Does anybody care what this is doing for 17 and 18-year-old American kids? Do you know what this opportunity has done for them and their families? There aren't going to be any high school kids. Who, other than dumb people like me, are going to recruit high school kids? I get so much satisfaction out of coaching young kids and seeing them grow and make it and their family life changes that I'm going to keep doing it. But why would anybody else, if you can get NBA players, G League players, guys that are 28 years old, guys from Europe, do we really know their transcript? Do we have somebody over there? Do we really know their birth certificate? Or don't we? And then, there's no. Look, Tommy Izzo, Mark Few, there are a bunch of us that are just, we got no rules. Why did they let that kid play? Tell us all. Here's what the reason. Then we'll all go get pros. We'll go find them. Here's my second thing. You ready? No one listens to me. I told you. My wife, I talked to her. She's not even listening. She got ear things in, and I didn't know. I'm talking to her. You ready? Mid-season, unless you're in the school. This is an easy rule. We can do this, NCAA. Don't tell me about lawsuits. If you join a program at mid-season, you cannot play that season. If you're in school and have to get yourself eligible, that's okay. You can play the second term without playing the first. What? So now, let me ask you this. What does that do for the kids in the program that you're bringing kids in at midseason when it was their opportunity? I mean, I just don't get any of this. And again, Tommy, Mark Few, myself, we got my son, their sons are in this. I just want to help it before I'm out for my kid. I'm very selfish. But it's for that. But this stuff here, I just gave you what we could do. I'm going to give you one other. The collectives on our campuses, whether you're doing it through your media people, whatever, cannot be involved in recruiting in any way or transfers. But if a kid's on your campus for a year, give them what you want to stay. So we'll get more kids staying. How about this? It'll be great for them academically. They'll probably make more money, but they'll be academic. We're not going to have kids leaving after transferring 4 times. What's the percentage of kids that make the NBA? Unless you play for me. What would be the percentage? Like it's like 1% or less? That means 99% of the college players that are getting money, it's fugazi. Fugazi. Because they're getting 400, 500, 800, a million, and they're not pros. So now they have to go get a job after 4 stops. No college degree. No loyalty from the state or the program or anybody. You were a mercenary. Okay. Now you got to go get a job. I don't care what a kid makes. It doesn't. But I do care what we're doing to young people. If all these kids can make $4 million, I don't care. But what we're doing by letting them have transfer at will. Transfer once. Coach leaves. You can go twice without penalty. But other than that, you got to sit out. Because now you get 3 years at one school, you're going to get a college degree. You can't be 30. You got 5 years. Clock is ticking. If you go pro, I don't care what country you're from, you leave your name in. You cannot play college basketball. If you transfer mid-season, can't play. You got to sit out. How about we just do that stuff? We can do it without having Congress and the Senate getting 60 votes. We can do that. Let them sue us on that stuff. I wish you wouldn't have asked me that question.
Just obviously everybody knows what the SEC was last season. You guys are entering into it now. I guess just what is your perception, your thoughts on the league as you head into
The league last year was totally outrageous, okay? There were 4 or 5 teams that were so good. We were one of the 8 that were in there. We were pretty good too, but we weren't one of those 5. We just weren't. Now you got about 8 or 9 that are all within 3 or 4 points of each other. And they're good. They're just not the 5 of last year. But they're all within. So you're going to walk in, every game is a war. There's no, all right, we got this game. What? So how many games do we have? 18? I just know about the next one. 18. There are going to be 18 wars. I like the fact that we got 8 guys. Really, Isaiah gives us 9. So we may be able to withstand some error, some bad play. You know, it's hard if 3 of your top players play poorly. Like, I don't want to say no-show. What's another word? But, huh?
Like maybe ghost or whatever?
Yeah, they ghosted. So if you have 3 out of your best 5 or 6, you're not going to win in this league. So everybody, they don't have to play great, but you got to show. You got to post. And then you got to battle. Doesn't mean you're making every shot, doesn't mean you won't turn, but you're fighting and you know they know you played in that game. So we got work to do. League is going to be good again. My guess is, how many we get in last year? 14. I'm not sure it'll be 14, but I bet you it's 12.
Anthony, the Daisy's faking Italian.
Fugazi.